Good morning, class. Welcome to our class today, class for food microbiology. Now, previously we've been discussing about the introduction part of it, where we introduce the topic, the course content, as well as we did give the importance of microbiology in the food. We also did explain the application of food microbiology in various fields. We also did explain about the common microorganisms in the food. Now, I want us to continue from that particular point. We mentioned that we have bacteria, we have also the fungi, we have the viruses, we also have the yeasts, and also we have the molds. Remember, yeast molds actually were formerly classified as fungi, but because of distinct features found in them, they are normally nowadays being classified on their own. Now, all these are microorganisms which are very important in food spoilage. Now, when you say as food spoilage, basically, food spoilage we say that it means the chemical and physical changes in the food which contribute to undesirable characteristics in the food. The chemical and physical changes in the food which contribute to undesirable characteristics, or we can say properties in the food. For example, a food being slippery, a food being moldy, a food tasting bad, or having a bad smell, and so on. Now, those particular features are brought about by the chemical means and physical means, but that is through the agents like the bacteria, the fungi, viruses, yeast, and molds. Now, we have different forms of food spoilage. We have microbial spoilage. Microbial spoilage is mostly contributed by the microorganisms in the food. The one we have mentioned here, they contribute to the food spoilage. Then we have the physical spoilage. Now, physical spoilage is brought about by physical means. Either, for example, a contamination brought about by cross-contamination, that is using one knife for cutting, for example, the meat, and the same knife for cutting the vegetables. That is transferring the microorganism from one point to another, contributing to the spoilage. Then we have different agents in the physical form. For example, it can be the air, the hand, the utensil, like we mentioned, the knife, for example, and so on. Then we have the chemical spoilage. Now, chemical spoilage is brought about by chemicals which are present in the food. Now, this can be introduced into the food by the food handlers during the processing of the food, or during the production from the field, for example, the use of fertilizers and so on, or by any other chemical means which can make the food have undesirable characteristics. Then we also have what is called autolysis or enzymatic reactions. Now, as we are aware that basically food, most of the food before being processed, actually they are living organisms. They are living organisms. Now, inside, for example, the meat, the fish, the fruit, vegetables, they have their own enzymes. Now, when subjected to some particular features, these enzymes can contribute to self-destruction of the particular food. Now, self-destruction of the food is normally called autolysis. That is the enzymes digesting some elements in the food, causing the spoilage. Then lastly, we have enzymatic browning. Enzymatic browning, also called Maillard reaction. Now, enzymatic browning is normally brought about by the effect of heat on the sugar in the food and the amino acids in the food. Now, when this occurs, sometimes it can favor the growth of the microorganisms in the food. Now, in our next class discussion, we shall look at some of these forms of spoilage in the food in details and also discuss them. So thank you so much for paying attention.